Alright, today's story, Piggybook, a story about a messy family. And it starts with Mr. Pigget, his two sons, Simon and Patrick. They lived in a nice house, in a nice garden, in a nice car, in the nice garage. Inside the house was his wife. Every morning, "Hurry up with the breakfast, dear," he called every morning before he went off to his very important job. "Hurry up with the breakfast, Mom," Simon and Patrick called before they went off to the very important school. And after they left the house, Mrs. Pigget washed all the breakfast things. She made all the beds, vacuumed all the carpets, and then she went to work. "Hurry up with the meal, Mom," the boys called every evening when they came home from their very important school. "Hurry up with the meal, old girl," Mr. Pigget called every evening when he came home from his very important job. As soon as they had eaten, Mrs. Pigget washed the dishes, washed the clothes, did the ironing, and then she cooked some more. Very tired, Mrs. Pigget. And all this time, Mr. Pigget and the boys did nothing at all. One evening, when the boys got home from school, there was no one to greet them. "Where's Mom?" demanded Mr. Pigget when he got home from work. She was nowhere to be found. On the mantelpiece was an envelope. Mr. Pigget opened it, and inside was a piece of paper. It says, "You are pigs." Mrs. Pigget had left a note. "But what shall we do?" said Mr. Pigget. They had to make their own meal. It took hours, and it was horrible. Next morning, they had to make their own breakfast. It also took hours, and it was horrible. The next day, and the next night, and the day after that, Mrs. Pigget was still not there. Mr. Pigget, Simon, and Patrick tried to look after themselves. They never washed the dishes. They never washed their clothes. Soon the house was like a pigsty. "When is Mom coming home?" the boys squealed after another horrible meal. "How should I know?" Mr. Pigget grunted. They all became more and more grumpy, and a lot more dirty. One night, there was nothing in the house for them to cook. "We'll just have to root around and find some scraps," snorted Mr. Pigget. And just then, Mrs. Pigget walked in. "Please come back," they snuffled. "Please, please, please come back." So Mrs. Pigget stayed, but this time Mr. Pigget washed the dishes, Patrick Simon made the beds, Mr. Pigget did the ironing, and they all helped with the cooking. They actually enjoyed it. And Mom was happy too. She even mended the car. For all to be a happy family. The end.